Hey YouTube, it's Rarity here, and I'm here with Fincher. They got eighth, yes, that's right, 8th place yesterday at the Louisville region, and he was playing Shaddoll Artifacts. Any shout-outs, anything you want to say?
Just the TTD crew, all been really supportive. I'm technically not on the team, but maybe that'll change, we'll see.
Maybe. Alright, you want to get straight into the profile?
Yeah, sure, but first things first, my awesome tokens.
Of course, the best tokens that were ever printed in the whole goddamn planet.
Bought these as part of just like a giant collection, and they just make me happy that they exist.
They psych out every opponent he plays. That stares deep into your soul. Alright.
Oh yeah.
Into the real deck.
Alright, 2 beasts. A lot of people play 3. I don't like. I mean, it's unnecessary because it's already a 42 card deck. 2 Squammo, 2 Dragon, 2 Falco, 1 Hedgehog. This is only $9, but this deck does not win by fusing. It wins because of the back row. So, I mean, 9 fusions is enough, and I cut the 10th and added in a second core, which I found worked a lot better for my strategy.
Yeah.
Right, and move on to the other monsters. Triple Math. Math is the ideal first turn play. In this deck, you do want to go first, because, like, normal Math, send Squamma, send Beast, draw another back row. That's what you want to do. Right, and the one-ofs, Christia. This deck plays Triple Call, and Christia is freaking amazing because she can be specialed on like a Vanities.
How did you like that yesterday?
Loved it. Actually, in my mirror in Shaddoll, round 8, I actually normal summoned Christia. The guy scooped right then and there because he could not deal with it.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, I love her. And actually, you play artifacts, and they're all fairies. So didn't happen yesterday, but at the YCS, I actually did manage to just like inherently special summon her a few times. It's pretty nice. All right, also a Farfa. Farfa is awesome mid game. I can't tell you how many times yesterday and at the YCS, like normal Math mid game, and send Farfa, remove something, and just proceed to OTK. And actually, my favorite moment of the event yesterday was a guy trivered my field in my hand, and he removed the Farfa from my hand with the trigger effect. That banishes trigger, material falls off, he can't make a diamond mid phase 2. It was glorious. Also, TK, very important against Necros. Yeah, he's glorious. And then the man himself, he steals games. Yeah,
Mr. Game Stealer.
BLS too strong.
Mr.
And now, the real oddball lineup, the artifacts. In the main, you run 1 Moral, wish he was a 3, 1 Scythe, Beagle, and a Lancia. I find the one of each. You don't run more than 4 artifacts, ever. But I find this is the most versatile lineup, because like Lancia is dead against most things other than like Ritual Beast and Necros. Scythe helps against most people, like Scythe in the mirror especially.
Necros, I guess.
Yeah, well, it even helps them sometimes. It's like they typically avoid the extra, but if you can see like they're going to Exiton, you're already established board. Yeah. You can bring this out to stop those shenanigans. But yeah, I'm really happy with this this lineup. It worked really well. To the fusions, I got just 2 OG and 3 L. And I know a lot of people are sticking with the 6, maybe cutting 1 regular fusion for a Nef to make water, whatever, but I find this works amazing. I did not want to clog fusions, and honestly, this deck does not win by fusing. Yeah, like, rarely do I want to fuse on my turn unless I'm doing it in the battle phase to OTK. This deck likes to make fusions on the opponent's turn to disrupt them, whether it's like they've committed to a special and you do a window, or a water fusion to stop Necros. It's pretty OP. And then Raigeki, self-explanatory. Foolish, yeah. The Foolish, Raigeki, and Book, the only one of spells. All self-explanatory. Yeah, they're ridiculous. And Double Ignition. I mean, people at my locals have gotten used to me by now because I've been playing this for like a month or 2. But at the YCSN yesterday, people just love to randomly blow up back row, especially if this is the only thing. Yeah. And there was a time at the YCS, especially when I had this set. It was dead. All my artifacts were used up. But I also made a Durandal, and he was forced to blow up my Ignition, and just proceeded to cry from there. And then Triple Sanctum, of course, is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. It's necessary. And the 10 artifact card lineup, you can't really touch it. Has to be there. Double core, when you're running 9 dolls, it is kind of essential to have these, and he's also a good water fusion target, of course. Then triple mistake, self-explanatory. I mean, to beat Necros, you want it to be unfair, and for it to be unfair, you have to see mistake or a Thunder King turn 1. Like that's your goal. You always want to go first against them, and you want to have a mistake, a Thunder King, maybe more than one. And triple Call of Haunted. Star of the deck, you can special out Construct for special summon effects. It's no longer from the extra deck, of course. Christia, any of the artifacts. Like I can't tell you how many times game 1 I only won one Lancia in the main.
Yeah.
I actually, like in their standby phase, call out a Lancia from Grave I'd already used, tribute it again, so they actually just have to sit with their dead hand for another turn. They can't, search their spells.
Created Rarity.
Vanities, you know why we run that. And the main is 42. It's a little chunky, but it's kind of necessary. Because, like, I wouldn't say there's cards in here you don't want to draw.
Yeah.
But you don't want to draw entire engines all at once.
Yeah.
And I feel the 42 kind of helps that. Alright, onto the side. Lancia Scythe. You don't want to run more than the 4 artifacts at the same time. So basically, like, if the Lancia is useless, you'd side in the second Scythe. If the Scythe is useless, you'd put in the Lancia, whatever. It's that kind of strategy. 2 Shock Troops. I never really had to find another way to out the Dijin other than just like the basic like Foolish Afarfa or like a Rekeki, whatever. So this guy did come in handy as just like a water fusion target.
Do you think you would get rid of him, or do you think he's more so just hyped up?
He has utility, I just didn't find myself in that situation. And honestly, there is not a good water monster to run instead of him. I mean, yeah, it's just, there's not many good water monsters out that you can just splash in this deck and it'd be useful. The 3rd Shaddoll Fusion. I put this in here after I learned really hard at the YCS that Burning Abyss were on their way back. Yeah. And you put in the 3rd Fusion for the BA because you just need to out-resource them sometimes until you get to a floodgate and you just can stop them from there.
They always have an Exceed on the board. Them and Tellers.
This is mainly for BA, but I didn't see it. Could be replaced with something else. I don't know. Double D Fusion. I love this in the mirror especially. Not necessarily on the opponent's monsters, but on your own. Like a construct that you've used, like with a Christie as the material. That Christie comes back out and proceeds to wreck their day from there. I actually did that round 8 against one of the doll players I played.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mind Control, total blowout against the mirror. Only 2 MST, because I'm already running 2 Ignition in the main.
Ignition is just infinitely better for your deck.
Typically, yeah, but you never want to run 3rd Ignition, because you'll never have the fuel for that. So, yeah, like, against Clifford Game 2, there's always going to be double MST, double Ignition, and I find that's plenty. Solemn, if I'm fearing the Denko, that's about it. And it's also good against Infernoids, just like...
Yeah, that's true.
It stops their Clutch and Nunku play to, get their gain back.
The Heavy Storm guy, I don't know any of their names, but the Heavy Storm guy could be pretty fatal for you.
Either one, they wasted 3 Warriors resources to get it out there.
Yeah.
I never played Infernoids, never actually once even needed the Solemn. Wasn't necessary. And 2 Imperial Iron Wall, for ritual-based and Necros. I never saw them, but they went in every game too, and if it went to a 3, they were there too. Yeah. Never saw it, but the theory's there, it's a solid card. And 2 Breakthrough. I side these in against Satellar. I mean, the initial use is obvious, but stopping a diamond is very important because this deck can lose very hard to a diamond. Yep, and if I was unfortunate enough to run into any other artifact players, this is a blowout against them. And also, I feel like people forget how to beat artifacts.
Yeah, and they haven't played them in a little bit.
Yeah, like a guy after yesterday, like he said he had the breakthroughs in his side, but he forgot to put them in. I'm like, dude, that is how you beat artifacts.
Yeah.
He just straight up forgot. All right, to the extra. Castell, like he's the only rank 4 I play, and he's like I never made him once yesterday or at the YCS, but I feel like he's necessary. You need that rank 4. I keep telling myself that, but I never use him, so I could be wrong. Pleiades, if you can make him, you usually win. It's like, yeah.
Still strong.
Yeah, and
it'd be strong if it was DT, but it's alright.
Love secrets, man. Durandal. Other than Construct, true MVP of the extra. This is awesome against Necrons. Just set back row, like dead back row. Or even better, back row, you want them to blow up, so seats to mess up their plays even more. But yeah, the stopping and on-field effect is just too strong. Armony's made it a few times. Actually, one of the times I made it was just to overlay, like, with an artifact into a Pleiades. But he's pretty good. Clearwing Synchro Dragon, courtesy of Rarity himself.
I try.
Yeah. He's a blowout in the mirror against Shaddoll. Like, you can actually just bring him out, run over no worries over a dragon or Squamata or whatever, and then proceed to negate it. And also, like, if you can make this on your own turn and ram into a construct, you negate the construct's, like, kill special summon monster effect. And he gains 2800, so you just proceed to swing even harder. Michael, this deck like makes a lot of level 7 synchros. Michael is the strongest one. You just gotta like Falco and an artifact, which happens every game. He's pretty strong. Arcanite, he is on the chopping block for me. Never made him once, never wanted to make him. I just feel like Arcanite is not as powerful as it used to be. He gets stopped so soon, and this deck makes light targets easy enough on its own. It doesn't need him.
Yeah.
He's first in the chopping block. I actually played a Black Rose instead of him at the YCS. Never made the Black Rose either, but whatever.
At least Black Rose is prettier.
Yeah. Leo, nice against BA. They still have a hard time getting over it. And also a lot of time, you're just sinking a Falco with a construct to get a fusion back to help an OTK or whatever. That's his purpose. Anoyatelis made it once yesterday, twice at the YCS. Single-handedly won the game all 3 times. Especially make it in your opponent's turn in response to a ritual spell, and you win. Like they just scoop from there. And plus, he's a nice call target later on. Yeah, he's nice. Shek, I only play 1, and I only ever need 1. I know a lot of people run double now, but I think it's unnecessary, especially with my strategy. Double window. Everybody knows about this card. It's too strong against most things. Too good. And Construct. This card's broken. I hope the OCG doesn't, like that trend doesn't spill over to here and that card gets limited, because it's just like too nice.
I'm really surprised Shaddoll's actually getting hit on the last list. They've been hit on the 2 lists before, and it was both times unnecessary.
Yeah. It's my favorite archetype. I like playing it.
Do you think,
I hope they stick around for a while.
Do you think this is what you're going to be playing in Nats?
Very possible. I mean, I'm going to play Dolls. That's been decided.
Just potentially a different variant.
Yeah, but artifacts are what I'm most comfortable with, and I might stick with it. Comfort is really important when you're playing like 9 rounds.
So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, as always, this has been Rarity. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace out.